Hi, I'm Kendall with the Rawls Group. The old African proverb, "it takes a village," illustrates the essential nature of a team approach to succession planning. Succession planning is a complex endeavor. As such, it requires leveraging the expertise of a diversity of backgrounds. Collaboration and different expert opinions provides a 360-degree approach, ensuring the possible, probable, and potential issues impacting your long-term vision are addressed. To provide insight into common questions received from business owners, we are leveraging the village of our valued strategic relationships. As you listen to this episode, you'll be able to immediately apply the key takeaways and you'll come back for more. Now we're going to focus on what is the best message business owners and leaders should be sending to their people in times of crisis.
Calm, measured confidence should be shared to associates by leadership in a time of crisis. People are looking for confidence in their leadership and that their leadership has the company and best interests at heart. They understand the situation, they've researched, read about the situation and recent developments, and they're staying on top of metrics, reports, and have a plan. That plan may change, and that's okay, but there is a plan and we are executing on it. That said, being stoic and unemotional is not the way to go. True leadership is being able to share heartfelt messages, but still display confidence that we will get through this. It's okay to be unsure. It's okay to say you have not been through this before if you haven't. It's okay to share personal stories. Personal stories and showing that you are human too and are affected by the crisis causes leaders to be relatable. Share a story of your family or how you are getting through the crisis, or how the crisis has had an effect on you. That changes the perception of a face or title only into a compassionate person. Transparency is also key. Sharing information in a timely, effective fashion is critical. Responding to a crisis that your associates have been worried about for a week is not timely, even if the message is heartfelt. It's okay not to have all the answers. Provide the answers that you have today, given the facts, figures, and information you have today. Communicate that we are working through this together, and therefore the answers may evolve as more data or information becomes available. But promise to continue to keep the lines of communication open. Lastly, I would recommend being available to listen. People during a crisis want and need to be heard. Maybe you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. But when leadership says our doors are open, we are here for you, it resonates throughout the organization. Don't worry, you won't have every associate calling you, but they will call their manager because leadership has set the tone from the top. And the expectation is set for managers and leadership to follow up with their staff. So in summary, confidence, compassion, transparency, and listening are the 4 keys to sending the best message during a crisis.
Good afternoon. My name is Dan Schneider. The question that I've been asked to give some opinions about today is, what's the best message that business owners and business leaders can give to their people during a time of crisis? And I think that the message can best be summed up this way. Business and life have a lot in common, and that's both of them are a leap of faith. So part of what you have to do is understand what it is that's important to you that would cause you to take that leap in the first place. Knowing that a crisis is a test of that faith, the important thing to get across to your people is, first of all, we have a plan. Secondly, that plan provides some very specific action steps that we're going to follow. We're going to talk about who's going to be responsible for the action step, what resources we need to take to make sure that the action step happens, who's going to be responsible, and what the outcome is going to look like, and what resources in terms of people, time, and money are going to be available to everybody on the team to make sure that that step takes place. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? And if it were only that easy, we would all be following the plans that we actually make. But part of what gets in the way, again, because business and life were just a leap of faith, is that coronaviruses happen, COVID-19 happens. Federal banks make decisions that are going to impact the way we're able to get credit continuity and things of that type. So a crisis does not necessarily have to be a health crisis for a business. It can also be a financial crisis. And again, the most important thing you can stress is we can cover this. We have the resources to make sure that we have a viable outcome and that we'll stay in business long after the crisis has come to pass. Now, in order to do that, your leaders have to be able to give you a couple of things. And there are 4 things that we have found that people generally expect from their leaders. The first is you have to know that we have your back. And we do. We want the business to continue as badly as you do. The second thing is we're open to ideas that you may have as to how we can take some steps that will mitigate the risks involved in the crisis. The third piece is that we have solved problems like this in the past, or at least similar to this in the past, because it's not the first time we found ourselves in a crisis mode. And the fourth is we know how to produce results. And we produce our results through the input of the people like you who have helped us get to the pinnacle of our profession and our industry today. So thanks very much, and keep asking those questions.
Thank you to our strategic partners, The Village, for participating and sharing your perspective. Do you have a burning question you want to discuss with an expert? Feel free to submit it via the Ask an Expert link featured on the page. Continue to listen to the series now or come back later for more. Each question featured may want you to learn something new.